All right, what's going on, guys? You never know what kind of crazy stuff you're going to see on Twitter. I feel like I've seen it all, but then again, this one might be a new one even for me because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. So today, we witnessed a Fortnite pro tweet something out complaining about his family or whatever not supporting him, and then his own mom ends up responding to the tweet and actually ratioing her son. It was quite the sequence of events, pretty unexpected. I don't know if he even thought that was gonna happen. I mean, it was pretty weird, but it's one of those situations where like you can't help but laugh at it. So let's read the tweets real quick. If you have supportive parents, don't take it for granted. Haha, so shit having a demotivating and unsupportive dad. So he tweets that out, and I guess apparently his mom follows him on Twitter. She probably got noties on. She saw that shit right away. So she responds to it with this: calling your parents FC is not acceptable because they say you can't stay up until 3 a.m. on a school night. That's not being unsupported. That's called being a parent. And then I guess this guy did not appreciate her response because then it seems that he blocked her. So that was quite the exchange. So a few things to talk about here. First of all, we have to acknowledge the fact that his mom did actually ratio him here on this tweet. I mean, I'm a grown ass man, so I don't know, like I don't really care. But I know with like some of these kids, like that shit's like really a big deal. So I think he might have really been like hurt about this. I'm sure it was like very embarrassing at the very least. You know what I mean? Like that's going to get brought up in the future for sure. But also, does anyone else think it's weird that his mom follows him on Twitter to begin with? I don't know, man. Like maybe for some people that's okay. I've seen that here and there with like some COD pros and stuff. Like I guess it depends on what you tweet. Like me, for example, I don't think anyone should probably be reading that, you know what I mean? Because it's all just like trolling on Twitter or whatever. But if a normal person who's not accustomed to that type of stuff reads that, they probably think there's something wrong with me. But on Twitter, like, it's okay. Like, that's perfectly normal. You know what I mean? But you take that to real life, now you might be on a list. People start asking questions. Also, I just think Twitter is, like, way too toxic. And there's just, like, way too much, like, weird stuff, weird people, just terrible stuff being said constantly. Like, it's just not a safe place for normal people. You know what I mean? Like, we're all used to seeing all this horrible shit nonstop for years. Like, this shit barely affects me anymore. Even if, like, somebody says something me, it's like it's whatever. If you're like a 40-year-old woman, you've never used Twitter before, you pull it up, you see some wild shit being said, like that might really bother you. You know what I mean? But anyways, as far as this situation goes, it seems like some good parenting to me, honestly. Like, I would understand if they actually were unsupporting, but saying that, you can't stay up until 3 a.m. on a school night, that's a pretty standard rule in just about any household, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really anything to be upset about. I think what we got here is a clear case of a kid who ain't never got his ass beat growing up. And now it's too late. You got to get them when they're young, because I don't know what the censored words are. If I had to take a guess, if we can just use our context clues here, I think it says effing cunt. And just that alone tells you a lot, does it not? Because that is not how this situation would have gone down in my house growing up. You know what I mean? Like, if I was up at 3 a.m. gaming and my parents came in and said, hey, turn that shit off and go to bed, and I said, no, you fucking cunts, I'm playing Fortnite, they would have unplugged the cord out the Xbox and beat me with it, then thrown my Xbox out the window, and then probably thrown me out the window to follow it up. There wouldn't have been no coming on Twitter and making any tweets or anything like that. That shit would have been handled, right? So that's why you gotta instill some discipline in the children when they're still young, because after they get older, it's a little too late. Then you get a situation like this where the kid starts talking crazy. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like there's just no way this sort of behavior would have been tolerated in my house growing up. And I definitely wouldn't be letting my son talk to me like this. Like, we'd be having an issue. But yeah, in conclusion, maybe in the future, keep this type of stuff off Twitter. Or don't, because it was some pretty good entertainment for the rest of us, but I'm sure it was not great for the people involved. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the video. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you be allowed to say that type of stuff to your parents? Because I would bet the majority of people are not talking like that. And also, don't you think it's weird if your parents would follow you on Twitter? I don't know. I just can't imagine them reading any of my tweets and being like, oh yeah, that's funny. They'd probably like think there was something actually wrong with me. But anyways, that is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Check out my last video if you missed it. It was about this streamer who tried to identify as like transracial or something. He was white, trying to claim that he was black, and it just completely did not go his way, as you would imagine. But check that video out if you missed it. Other than that, thank you again for watching. Have a good day, and peace out.